welcome to What's Cooking. I'm Lisa Glickman. Does the thought of making a souffle at home scare you to death? A lot of home cooks are afraid that a souffle is just too big of a thing to pull off, but I'm going to show you that it's a really easy thing to do. And most souffles all start out with what we call a bechamel sauce, which is a roux that is mixed with milk and, in this case, sugar, because it's a sweet souffle. Sometimes you can do a savory souffle, a cheese souffle, or vegetable souffle. Today we're doing a chocolate hazelnut souffle. So in this pan I have 3/4 of a cup of butter that I've melted, and that is a stick and a half of butter. And then back here I have 1 cup of sugar that I have brought up to a boil with a 1/2 cup of milk. So to this butter we're going to add this flour. I've got a 1/2 cup of flour here. So we're going to stir that around to make what it's called a roux. So we're making a roux with the butter and the flour. So we just stir that around and get it kind of blended. We want to kind of take a little bit of the rawness out of the flour, but it just takes a minute. So we're going to stir that around, get it all blended in, and then we're going to add this milk back here. I'm going to turn this up just a little bit in the front. So when we add this milk, we're going to make like a paste. It's going to look like a paste, kind of like wallpaper paste. So here we go with the milk and the sugar, add that all in, and this just takes a minute. It literally just kind of cooks together and turns into a paste really, really quickly. So when that happens, we're going to take this off the heat. And we just want it to cool just a teeny tiny bit, and now we're going to start adding our flavorings. So to this paste, we are going to add 1/2 cup, or actually this is about 1/3 of a cup of hazelnut spread, chocolate hazelnut spread like Nutella. Really gooey and delicious, and this just gives it a little bit of hazelnut flavor and that nice creamy chocolate. And then we're also going to add a tablespoon of unsweetened cocoa powder. So in that goes. And then we'll mix this around a little bit just to get the milk or the chocolate kind of melted and get that chocolate, the cocoa powder all nice and blended. And then to this we're going to add 2 egg whites, or 2 egg yolks, I'm sorry. I have the egg whites over here that we're going to add. So we've got 2 egg yolks in this little bowl that we're going to add, and this is our base. So this actually is the base to your souffle, and this can actually sit and wait for you to be ready for it when you whip your egg whites. So I have 6 egg whites over here in my mixer, and I'm going to go ahead and blend those up to nice stiff peaks. Be sure not to overbeat them because they can dry out, but we're going to do it into some stiff peaks. Okay, now we have our egg whites right where we want them. We've got nice stiff peaks, but they're not too dried out. So now we're going to mix our egg whites with our base. And what you want to do first is to add a little bit of this egg white to the base to just kind of lighten the base a little bit. And what that will do is it'll make it all blend really nicely. So you want to gently fold the egg whites into this base just until they're blended. You don't have to make sure every little tiny speck is out, but we want them as blended as possible so there's no big pieces of that egg white. And once you get this base lightened just a little bit, then we add this to the rest of our egg whites. And then fold until it's blended. Again, you don't have to go crazy making sure that every little piece of egg white is out, but you want to get it as blended as possible. And then once that's all blended, I've taken some cups, ramekins, and I've lined them with some butter and some sugar. And so you just want to sprinkle that around, and then you want to fill these ramekins up to the very top with your base with your souffle. Then they go into a 375 oven for about 20 minutes until they look all puffed and gorgeous. Look at those. Look how beautiful that is. Now that is an impressive dessert, you have to admit. And then you want to put these onto a plate, and then it's always nice to take a little bit of powdered sugar and sprinkle that over the top to make a beautiful presentation. Now, how easy was that? You can do that. I'm Lisa Glickman. You can find me at my website, lisaglickman.com. And I'm the homegrown chef in every issue of 1859 magazine. It's on newsstands and at 1859oregonmagazine.com, where you can find these recipes under food and drink, then click Homegrown Chef.